what's up mga parekoy? Mga parekoy, ngayong araw na to, alis kami ni Travis. Kikita namin si Kuya Manny. Yan, shoutout tayo kay Kuya Manny at kay Ate Olive. So, isa sa mga kaibigan natin sa Pilipinas. At matagal kami hindi nagkita ni Kuya, mga 13 years na rin. Magkatrabaho kami, magkabanda kami, magka-church kami. And yan, ngayon pupunta tayo sa TT Garden. And hopefully, kung makapunta tayo sa museum, ipapakita ko sa inyo ang itsura ng museum, okay? Let's go. Okay mga parekoy, nasa TT Garden na tayo. North Station TT Garden. So i-meet lang natin si Kuya Manny and then we'll go from there. Let's go. Okay, so namili lang tayo dito ng mga t-shirt natin. Ganun din sila Kuya doon. Okay, si Travis oh. Okay, dito tayo sa pro shop ng Celtics. So check natin yung ano dun mamaya, yung museum. Ayan o, mga autograph. $400. So mga pare ko, dito tayo magbabayad sa Sport Museum. Meron silang pagpipilian eh. Ado, ayan yung ano. Tapos, ito yung mga tour package ngayon. So, merong museum tour, Last Sports Museum tour, TD Garden. So, 1:30 tsaka 2:30, tapos 1 o'clock, tapos 5. Okay, let's go. So, siya yung magiging tour guide natin. Okay, so meron daw ganito. Ilalagay yung bag. Okay, tapos let's do it. Okay, so pare ko, dito tayo.
So I'm Asha. Before we even start, I'm your tour guide. Where are you guys coming from?
We're from LA, and they're from here.
Oh, cool. Okay. Have you guys ever seen a game here or anything like that?
Only on TV.
On TV. Are you guys like Celtics or Bruins fans or anything like that?
We're Lakers.
Like,
sorry.
Boo!
history. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry.
So sa rafters tayo.
Yeah. So we're gonna come over here.
Okay, so yan yung stage yung mga pare ko. Nasa okay, rafters tayo. Ayan si Larry Bird oh. Okay, so ganito yung tsura dito mga pare ko. Yung mga GM, sila Michael Jordan, yung ngayon.
So the garden was built in 1928. That was the original one. This is the second TV garden that's been placed down. This was built in 1995.
Look at the floor.
9 inches away from each other. So yeah, we'll get to see that a little bit later.
I never knew they took out the floor.
Okay, so mga pare ko, second na to. Yung una nilang TD Garden nasa kabilang side yun eh. Okay. Kung saan sila Larry Bird. Ito bago na to. Kung makikita nyo mga pare ko, yung banner na yun, yung mga retired numbers dito. Okay, number 6 kung makikita nyo si Bill Russell. Number 5, Kevin Garnett. Okay. And then makikita nyo yung mga championship, world championship natin. So 2008 yung pinaka-last. Muntik na natin makuha yung this year. Pero natalo tayo ng Golden State. Sayang. Okay, so natapos na tayo dito. Okay. Let's go here.
Yeah. Let's take a break. They run the Boston Marathon.
Boston Marathon.
23 times.
Ito, paborito ni Papa. Larry Bird, pa-picture tayo dyan.
Do you guys know what these are made out of or what they look like they're made out of?
Is it wax?
Nope.
Fiberglass.
No. It's
Don't
made
touch
out
it,
of
copy it.
one piece of basswood. So it all took about a year and a half to make.
What is it? What?
Basswood.
Wow.
So these are wooden sculptures.
Wow.
So,
which is
wooden
really cool.
sculpture.
Yeah. So they're made by Armand Lamontagne.
Okay, so mga pare ko, natapos na tayo dito. Sinabi niya sa atin yung story ng mga athlete na yan. Ngayon, bababa tayo. So, punta rin tayo dito sa rafter para makita niyo yung tsura niya sa taas. Okay? So now,
Elevator B, going down.
we're going where now?
We're gonna go to the 5th floor.
Fifth floor.
So this is where the museum is, and
Okay.
also where
5th floor para sa museum.
the suites are. We're gonna go to this
Okay.
first, which is a
Elevator B.
members club.
For the rich people.
Yeah. This is a club, but it's for members, and we're gonna. I'll clean it up so I can go in.
Oh.
This is the 1928 club. Again, 1928 because that was when the original TD Garden was built. They have lots of TVs in here, so they can watch the games as they're sitting in here. It's really cool. So, like I said, the original garden was built not too far away from this one. So if you look out this window, you'll see those lines on the floor. You'll see silver and gold.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
silver line is for the basketball court, gold is for the hockey, and that's exactly where that used to be.
Oh.
Yeah. So you can see how far away that actually was from the building we're in
Silver is
now.
Yeah.
for the basketball and gold is for the hockey.
Yes. So this building took about 3
Kita
years
niyo yung
to
mga
come
line na
down,
yan, mga
3 years to
pare ko
come
eh.
up. Essentially, it kind of was taken down brick by brick because they were being built so close by to each other that they didn't want to hurt this building as they were making it while taking that one down. So pretty much it was bulldozers built.
Mga pare ko, ito yung original. Ito yung stadium nila dati. Oh.
It's also known for boxing,
North
which was
Station.
very big in back in the day.
Boston
especially
Garden,
here in Boston. And then they also had the circus here at the old garden.
The Fighting Irish.
Because they look fun.
Ba?
and fancy.
Sino yan? Jim Maloney versus Kale.
Yeah. So yeah, lots
Oh,
of fight
wow.
nights here, lots of hockey. So the original colors of the Bruins were brown and yellow. That's also the colors the seats were up until 2019. The guys who owned the Bruins also owned a grocery store. Their grocery
So
store
itong lugar na to mga pare ko, para lang to sa mga VIP member. Okay? So dito sila na umiinom, nagchichika-chika, tapos dito rin sila nanonood ng game. Okay? So ito yung suite para sa kanila.
Also cool about TD Garden is TD Garden is not the original name. Madison Square Garden, the guy who built Madison Square Garden also built TD Garden.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's originally the Boston Madison Square Garden, the first.
Boston Madison Garden.
Boston Madison Square Garden.
So this building / TD Garden has had over 30 names. There was a point in time where you could pay for the day to choose the name of the garden. But there was also the Fleet Center, the Hub, all that stuff. And then TD decided to honor the word garden from Madison Square Garden instead of like arena or center.
yeah.
And that's
So
why it's TD Garden. TD Bank or North owns this whole thing.
That's why.
That's why it's TD. Yep. And then garden for the garden.
Okay.
In there? No, that's more the people that sit courtside at shows, or the people that sit and have meetings instead of actually watching the game. Celebrities, businessmen, people that have the money to do it. Yeah. The families, there's a family room on the 3rd floor. That's where the families usually hang out, but usually during the games, the families will probably sit either on 9 where we were first, or on courtside.
On courtside.
Russell was here.
Yeah,
Sino
so
yan?
it's
Bill
about
Russell?
Yeah, some of the starting original.
Bill Russell.
Ano? Kasama niya si ano?
Elijah one.
Hindi, si Walton. Ay, Chamberlain. Chamberlain. Si Wilt Chamberlain. Okay. Okay. Okay, so ibang mga
Bill Russell was one
dito.
of 2 players that were coaches and players at the same time.
Oh, si
Or
Bill
not even
Russell.
coaches,
Playing
but-
coach.
Yan
but
yun,
head
playing
coaches.
coach siya. Oh. Si Bill Russell.
Yeah, Dave Collins and Bill Russell. Yeah, so
Si ano, si Danny Ainge.
Oo.
Di ba? Danny Ainge pa.
Danny Ainge. Okay. Doon niyo ito mga pare kayo. Whew.
Paul Pierce is holding a Bill Russell trophy.
Oh, Larry Bird. Si Kevin Garnett.
World Series or Championship, you go on the duckboats.
I think ito yung isa sa mga original na ano
Floor.
na floor.
Yeah, so this is
Yeah.
a piece of the old parquet
Parquet.
floor. It's kind of cool if you can see like the pieces that were in there. Boston was also known for those notorious dead spots. So at the original garden, there was no AC. So, like I said, that ice was under
Yeah,
this floor.
yeah.
That's gonna melt into that with no
Yeah.
AC on those really hot days, creating those dead spots. When you bounce a ball on that dead spot, it either randomly bounces somewhere else, comes up half a foot short, or just stops.
Stops, yeah.
And that makes for an easy steal. You can't really see where the dead spots are in here, but just know they were there. Obviously, it was kind of a legend when they were playing on this parquet floor. But as you know, Larry Bird would kind of force other players on the opposite team into those dead spots because it made for an easy steal from those guys.
Another team would know.
Nobody knew about it. So we called it a home team advantage, home court advantage. We called it cheating.
Sa mga parke na explain niya yung sa luma at saka nga yung floor ng TD Garden. Dahil nandito ang Bruins, which is yung hockey team, ang gagawin nila, ilalagay nila yung yellow, yung na-skatingan nila doon sa ilalim ng floor. Tapos pag nagsabay na yung basketball season sa hockey, lalagyan daw nila ng itim na parang insulator yung gitna nung yellow. So yellow, tapos insulator, tapos yung tabla na. Okay? So ina-explain niya sa atin na dahil dati wala namang AC, tapos nagme-melt yung yung ice dati. Nagkakaroon ng dead spot dun sa TD Garden floor. Kaya sinasabi niya si Larry Bird daw, lagi daw nilang pinupunta dun yung kalaban nila para mabilis nila ma-steal yung bola. Let's go. Ito, the big three, oh.
I appreciate that, buddy.
Big three.
I think they might be changing
Ayan, oh.
this to a bonus thing. But I'm not 100% sure. It depends on if they retire another number. But they still, so we'll do something
Ayan
to
sila,
a
oh.
retired number. So the original big three.
Ayun, oh. Big three natin. Okay? Noong 1980s, 1992. Okay, so dito na tayo. Sports deck.
So for the Celtics, they have a different singer for the national anthem pretty much every game. But for the Bruins, they have the same guy.
Oh, wow. Okay. Dinala ko na kayo dito dati, pero ito yung isang, yun, oh.
The guy who's sitting.
Yun, oh.
So they'll set up,
Ayan.
serve any drinks, all that stuff. When the Bruins start, they'll go down the freight elevator, change into a tux, sing the national anthem, and then go back up and they're serving drinks.
Okay. Yan, oh. Mas mukha siyang parang mabilis na mayroon kang table para kumain. So sabi niya yung mga tablet na yan mga pare ko, yan, oh, yung mga ganyang tablet, yan. Pwede daw nilang pwede daw nila dyan panoorin yung mga replays. Ayan. Okay. Okay, exit tayo dito.
So this is where the broadcasters for... We got it? Okay. So this is the NASA desk.
NASA desk.
Yeah, so this is where you'll have the hockey guys doing their... the reporters basically.
Oh,
This is where they
reporters.
sit.
Oh.
They'll be facing this way, so they'll have the ice in the background of where they're filming.
Oh.
And then these chairs are actually sitting around here, so people can actually sit and watch it happening. You just have to be pretty quiet while it's happening.
Hoy, kakain ka ulit?
Oh, wow.
I know you're used to the weather, but coming from LA.
Oh, yes, they're very different. I don't even think I'm used to the weather. I
Okay.
don't like the cold that much.
So,
This
ito,
one was pretty, but after a while
Oh,
it
yeah.
gets old.
Great garden
So these are
moments.
some great moments that happened at the old garden. One of my favorite things, that's Tony
Tony
DeMarco.
DeMarco.
Tony DeMarco was actually 16 when he started boxing, and you have to be 18 to enter, or had to be 18 to enter when you started here. So he took the name Tony Demarco from a kid that was 18.
Oh.
Another cheating again.
Exactly. But even worse, it led to a spiral of kids stealing each other's names because Tony Demarco ended up wanting to go into boxing. The kid's name he stole wanted to go into boxing, and it led to this whole thing in the North End. All these kids trying to steal their names, either to be of age or because somebody else took their name.
It's colored.
Yeah. Then you have Bobby Orr. They had the 2 wins in 1970 and also 1972.
Hockey.
You also have the game where Robert Parrish punched Bill and Beer. That happened at the Old Garden. Pretty amazing. So you have the Bean Paw tournament. You have
Great Garden. Okay, ito na yung dito na sa
you have a
garden na
bunch
to.
of stuff here. You
Yung
have
kanina yung sa lumang garden. Ito na yung ngayon.
You have the win in 2008. This is actually the only photo of LeBron James we have here in the garden, and it's
really?
being dunked on by
Look
Matthew.
at
Yeah,
that.
old picture. I think this came on Sports Illustrated or something like that. That actual picture or
yeah.
something. Yeah.
You also have, so unfortunately when the
Poster.
marathon happened, there was a
Si LeBron
Bruins game
James,
that
mga pare
happened
kayo.
literally weekends
Ayan, oh.
after. So they had a
Posterized.
big ceremony for it basically, and that's kind of how the Boston Strong thing kind of started. Yeah, and then you have the 2013 Stanley Cup Finals.
This is their real jersey.
Jerseys, yeah.
Ito mga
Before
pare
the
ko yung
Celtics
old
games, they would actually,
TD Garden.
play a little
So ang
bit
pangalan
of the
niya,
green
North
line
Station,
before the games.
Boston
So
Garden.
people that originally watched before this new building was built and when Causeway Street had the green line on top of it,
Ayan, oh.
people remember seeing that on TV before the Celtics games, before Bruins games.
Mm.
Yeah, these are a bunch of tennis things pretty much. Not too many people are tennis fans.
But we have some locals here who play.
Yes. You have locals in Boston that play all types of sports. What's really cool is Boston has a lot of people that end up going into the Olympics for the U.S. teams. We have a case for that later that I'll show you guys.
Okay.
But what's really cool is you have the Boston Renegades right here. They're our women's football team. They play over at Gillette Stadium as well.
Oh, wow.
They actually won the last
National
2
champs.
championships, but this is their championship trophy from
2021.
2021.
Mga
And
pare
they
ko
actually
yun.
have the Patriots private jet.
Private jet.
And fly out to their national.
Yung itsura dyan.
What's really cool about this, Boston Wings were a football team that
Wow.
originally started here in Boston.
It's close.
Unfortunately, they played at Fenway and nobody wanted to cheer on the games at Fenway Park, so they didn't last very long. If you know the Braves, those originally started here, the Boston Braves. Now
Really?
they play for Atlanta.
Yeah,
The Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, Braves,
Yeah, so those originally started here
yeah.
and they played over at BCBU.
Oh. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
was George Clooney.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a movie, right?
Yes, it was. We have a thing later down that shows movies that
Oo
kind
nga,
of
no?
originate from
Panood ko
Boston.
nga yan eh.
But a lot of teams that kind of failed here in Boston ended up going pretty big at other states. You have the Maple Leafs. Yeah, that's pretty cool, right? The old masks.
Oh, looks like who's that?
Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Or no, not Michael Myers.
Si Jason.
Yeah, Jason.
Pwede na naman si Casey Jones.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, so
Oh,
this is
here
our
you
football
go.
case, whether or not you like him, you know who Tom Brady is.
Tom
Yeah, we
Brady.
Brady.
He's the one who helped us those 6 Lombardi trophies. Over there, you have Bill Belichick's photo of him smiling his hardest. That's also his hoodie and headset. You know that's his hoodie because he cuts off his sleeves. That's kind of his signature to have.
Oh.
What's also pretty cool is out of
kinat yung
shoes.
sleeves.
Those kicked that last goal during that Super Bowl. What's cool is one's a soccer cleat and one's a football cleat. What kickers like to do is they'll take that football cleat on their non-dominant side and use that to plant their foot, and then they'll use that kicking shoe to kick that ball right into the
Galing
goal.
Kaya magkaiba.
The shoes are
Kaya
always a
magkaiba.
little bit smaller, a little bit thinner, and the cleats are just very different on the bottom. You also have Julian Edelman's gloves and cleats over there. And then you have what the old jerseys kind of looked like. They were pretty much
Bodysuit.
onesies.
Onesies, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Until they
onesies.
started getting like that gear and stuff, obviously it wasn't as comfortable anymore. So they did change it to what we have now.
Ayos. Ito na tayo.
Kevin Garnett.
Here we go.
Kevin Garnett.
Reggie.
Ooh.
How do I explain? He won in 2008. He held the championship. Do you know who Shaquille O'Neal is? Yeah, that's his size 23 shoes. His last year, the last year before he retired, he played here for the Celtics.
Yeah.
So those are his size 23 shoes. He decided.
Nandito si Shaquille nung bago siya mag-retire, mga parekoy.
Look at how
So,
small
ito
your
yung
foot
ano
is
niya.
compared to that.
That's Shaquille's shoes.
Oh, half its size.
Exactly. It's
Bigger
pretty
than
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then you also
Bago
have
siya
another
mag-retire.
piece of the old parquet floor signed by some of the greats
Bill
as well.
Walton.
Walton.
You can see some of the names on
Kevin
there.
McHale.
Dave Cowens is on there.
So Shaq
Bill Russell.
donated his shoes here.
Yeah. He decided to donate them to the museum
That's
since he was a
big.
part of the Celtics, and also his shoes are pretty iconic to have.
Do you see that?
The champagne. That's actually what they would use after they'd win, and then they would shake it around and all that. What's really cool too is also at the original building, smoking was obviously allowed. You obviously had our head coach who was smoking all the time. But when they took down those banners, they found out that a lot of them were actually destroyed by smoke damage.
smoke. Oh, okay.
So those are all pretty much replicas, other than
Okay.
the 2000.
Is this original
That's
Pit
original.
Pistol?
That's original, yeah.
Pistol
Wow.
Pete.
Mm-hmm.
But
Pistol Pete, no?
the other ones are all replicas on a bigger size and also non-smoke damage. The other ones are in
Ang liit
storage.
naman ng
Yes.
jersey nila.
Garnett.
You have KG.
KG.
You also have Paul Pierce, but I like to talk about Tommy Heinsohn. Tommy Heinsohn is the only Celtic who is
Garnett,
a
mga
part
pare
of
ko yun.
all of the championships we have had so far. He's known by Mr. Celtic. He was originally a player.
Is this original size?
Yeah.
It's small. Huh?
So he was originally a player, then he was a coach, and then he was a
It feels
broadcaster.
like it's like
He was one of those.
XL. It feels like XL.
It's one of those. What?
He was one of the most biased broadcasters.
Bias.
Yeah, because he obviously had a
Bias.
true love for the Celtics,
Grabe yung ano.
especially being
Mr. Celtic.
the Mr. Celtic he is. Unfortunately, he did pass away not too long ago, but he will always be Mr. Celtic in our hearts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kaya maliit lang yung
Killer.
jersey nila.
Lalagay ko hindi yan tol.
Ha? Sa tingin mo?
Oo, ayun, laki.
Yeah, so
Kaya
you have
nga,
lots of wrestling, lots of boxing going
Okay.
on here, especially at
Kasi
the
usually
pool
nakikita natin
party.
mahaba yung jersey nila eh.
He
Pero
also
liit lang
had
yan,
this
no?
little tour around Little Italy after he had that big knockout and that huge win.
Rocket.
Oh, mga wrestling.
Yeah, and then you also have a photo of Tony Demarco in the top where we saw him earlier. You have Rocky down at the bottom again.
Ooh. Rocky Marciano.
Put a beard in the doctors.
Yeah, so the Red Sox team during the preseason
Okay.
and actual season, they decided to all grow
Oh,
out their
si ano
beards
to,
as long as they could.
Holyfield.
Ended up winning the World Series that year and decided to put beards on all of the death coats. So all those
Pinakaganda nito mga pare ko sa Boston. Marami, napaka-rich talaga nung sports nila rito. History. Kaya, yeah. Anyway, let's go.
When the Red Sox ended up winning, they decided to put a Boston Strong jersey on it, and also the
Oh.
617 is the area code for the phone.
Yun yung mga pare ko yun.
Those
Boston
are
Marathon.
Our 21st century replica rings.
This is replica.
The replica rings.
It's a replica.
They're very expensive. They're very pretty
wow.
and heavy.
Look at the eyes on them.
Yeah. My favorite part is on the Patriots ones. Every year they won, they added a new little football at the top.
Oh,
So this one starts with 1 and all the way down to 6. So that's my little favorite tidbit.
Nice. Huh?
Replica rings.
Let's see the golden Celtics rings. Oh, Celtic ring.
Yeah.
They're all the sports in Boston. But those are pretty cool. And it's also pretty cool that those are the
Sabi
ones
niya sa
from before,
Patriots,
or after the
may
21st
bola eh.
century. So
Isa
from
yan,
before.
tapos every year na nanalo sila, nagdadagdag sila ng bola. Dalawa. Ito, 3 na yung bola. Tapos ito, 4 na yung bola. 5. Tapos 6 na yung bola.